Movement from Zihuatanejo. And they're off. Zihuatanejo comes out smoothly, phosphorescence, and Storm the Night in between them. Raji is also up in the mix, as is Calm Sea, who settles now about 3 lengths off the lead. Then comes Stonks, who races on the outside of Precision Strike, Surf Affair, and Maltese Falcon is at the back of the field. It's Phosphorescence, the leader narrowly, with Storm the Night in between, and a 3-wide Zihuatanejo is in third. A gap of 4 or 5 back to Calm Sea, who's followed by Raji. Behind Raji at the rail comes Precision Strike, who's racing about 15 lengths off the pace. Stonks is in the clear just outside of him, another length and a half to Surf Affair, and Maltese Falcon is at the back. They run past the half-mile pole with Phosphorescence the leader. Just a neck, though, with Storm the Night pressing second. Zihuatanejo 2 off the pace in third, followed by Calm Sea, Raji, and Stonks. Down on the inside, Precision Strike. Maltese Falcon is trying to move up a little, and on the outside of him comes Surf Affair. They're heading toward the quarter pole. Phosphorescence narrowly. Storm the Night is in second. Then Calm Sea angling out. On the far outside, Stonks goes like 7 wide into the stretch. In the meantime, Precision Strike is looking for room down at the rail. Final 1/8 of a mile. Calm Sea, Phosphorescence are head and head. Phosphorescence not done. Fighting back on the inside of Calm Sea. It's Phosphorescence resilient, and Phosphorescence proves best, turning away all challenges. A long neck over Calm Sea. Then it was Precision Strike, a good third. Fourth between Maltese Faction and Raji. Last one to load is Gila. And they're off. Even break. Noba on the inside. Here's Gila sprinting quickly on the outside to take the lead. Time together is in between those two, and Anna Carava settles fourth about 6 lengths off what appears to be a very quick early tempo. Then it's Prestigious on the inside of Jacqueline Cochran. They string out immediately as Gila is the boss. Opens up about a length, but Noba will have no part of that and cuts right back into the margin second. They keep the heat on one another. Time together sits 3 off the pace and taken in hand third. A gap of 7 to Anna Carava, who races in fourth, a length and a half clear of Jacqueline Cochran, and then comes Prestigious. It's Gila down the back stretch, leading by 2. Noba is in second, and Time Together eager at the rail third. Still a gap of 8 lengths or so. Back to Jacqueline Cochran, outside Anna Carava, and Prestigious is biding her time behind this pace up top being set by Gila. Gila has a 4-length lead, 3 furlongs from the money. It's now about a 5-length advantage. Noba is in second. Now Jacqueline Cochran is starting to kick into high gear, but has 10 lengths to make up. Another length and a half to Anna Carava and Prestigious. Gila clear by almost 10 lengths as the field turns for home. Jacqueline Cochran second. Noba drifts wide into the stretch. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go, and Gila still all alone. Jacqueline Cochran is finishing with interest, but is 12 lengths behind Gila. Gila just ran them off their feet. Prestigious coming with a nice kick, trying to complete the exacta, but it's all about Gila. Gila airs them out. Good battle for second. Jacqueline Cochran maybe over Prestigious. It's close between those two. Then Anna Carava and Noba. Baby Kristen going back in, drifts up to 9-2 in the late stages. And they're off. Fast start for Angel Sense. Baby Kristen up alongside. Ready, Jet, Go. Teen Drama is one from the rail, about 3 lengths off the lead. Then Keep Your Coil, Majestic GG, a gap of 3. Kawara and Bowl of Cherries at the back of the field. Baby Kristen Angel Sense setting a lively tempo with Majestic Gigi 2.5 off them in third. At the rail, Teen Drama, followed by Keep Your Coil fifth, 4 lengths off the lead. 2 more to Ready, Get, Go, followed by Kawara second to last, and Bowl of Cherries at the back of the field. They pass the quarter pole with Angel Sense to catch. Turns for home with those white blinkers, widening now to lead by 3. Baby Kristen couldn't keep pace in second. Ready, Jet, Go is finishing well on the outside of Teen Drama. A 16th to go, and Angel Sense with a commanding 4-length lead, and it will be Angel Sense and Kyle Frey. Frey just wraps up. They win by 3.5. Ready, Jet goes second. Teen Drama third. Bowl of Cherries finished up nicely, and then Quora completes the super high 5. They're in the gate. And they're off. Very even beginning. Stir the Pot from the outside is very quick, and so is Sawasti. These two, 1-2, which shut up Michael 2 off them in third. Butkus on the outside, followed by Sonic Breeze, who trails. Down the backstretch, Sawasti and Stir the Pot, dueling at a quick tempo. They're 3 in front of Shut Up Michael in third. Butkus, fourth, has 5 to make up and has to go after them now, and Sonic Breeze trails. So Wazdi, Stir the Pot, racing together as one. Still 2.5 to Shut Up Michael in third. Then Butkus and Sonic Breeze. And now Sawasti edging a little clear of Stir the Pot. Shut Up Michael. Butkus is widest of all. And Sonic Breeze coming through down at the rail. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. And Sawasti, here's Butkus now kicking into serious high gear. And Butkus swallowing up Sawasti and waving goodbye. Butkus will win convincingly, striding out to win by 4 widening lengths. Sawasti, Sonic Breeze, and Shut Up Michael. They're in the gate. And they're off. Very even start. Phaeton began well, but it's Highland Ghost who's sprinting very quickly, and Highland Ghost up to take the lead. Standing O is in second. Phaeton on the far side races in third. Then Yang again. Mecklenburg moving through on the inside now to be second. A gap of 3 back to Canderel. Fantastic is next. One Silk Stocking, and Tidal Forces is at the back of the field. So the little red feather colors get to the front with Mecklenburg leading the way. Pressed by Highland Ghost in second. 1.5 lengths to Phaeton on the outside third. Down at the rail, Yang again is in striking range, traveling smoothly enough, just 3 lengths off the lead. And Standing O in the maroon colors is just behind them. Fantastic in the pink. Tidal Forces far outside, Canderel, and One Silk Stocking there at the top of the stretch. And now it's a scramble for the lead as Yang again has taken advantage of a perfect trip to lead Standing O. These two, 1-2. Yang again on the outside. Fantastic is trying to join the party too. He's coming with a ferocious bid. And here's Fantastic coming at Yang again. Fantastic, Yang again. Fantastic! And Yang again in a dramatic photo finish. Standing O was third, and a 3-way battle for the rest among Mecklenburg, Tidal Forces, and Highland Ghost. And they're off. Very even start. Phaeton began well, but it's Highland Ghost who's sprinting very quickly, and Highland Ghost up to take the lead. Standing O is in second. Phaeton on the far side races in third. Then Yang again. They're in the gate. And they're off. Silent Beauty in the center is very quick. So is Spoiled Rotten, matching strides. And at the rails, She Makes Sense, 3 of them right across the track. Spanish Channel is 4th in the early going, has 3 lengths to make up, followed by Big Bell. Naughty Evelyn's at the back of the field. It's She Makes Sense, passing the half-mile pole, leading the way by about 3/4. Spoiled Rotten is in second, a length and a half. Silent Beauty, a clear-cut third, has to go after the leader now. Another 2, back to Big Bell in 4th, followed by Spanish Channel at the rail, 5 off the lead, and another 4 to Naughty Evelyn. They're approaching the quarter pole, and there goes Silent Beauty, and Silent Beauty with a sweeping move up to take the lead. Big Bell is firing a big shot on the outside. Spoiled Rotten, as She Makes Sense, drops back. They're a furlong out, and it's Silent Beauty, a length and a half. Big Bell grinding away on the outside. Silent Beauty, Big Bell, head and head past the 16th pole. Big Bell on the outside, and Silent Beauty. Big Bell gets her late, and Big Bell wins it by about 3/4 of a length. Silent Beauty was second. Spoiled Rotten third. Photo for 4, She Makes Sense, in Spanish Channel. In the final race, good luck closing it out. Ballet Dancing to the outside. And they're off in the Santa Ana Stakes. And it was a very quick beginning for Anaglasa, an ascendancy showing plenty of early pace too, as they'll cross the dirt and get to the main course. Ramon Vasquez and Anaglasa setting the terms on the front end, opens up about 3 lengths. In second is Ascendancy, who races just on the inside of Ballet Dancing, taking second and tugging on the outside. Queen of the Temple has settled very nicely, about 5 off the lead. Australia Mia is just outside of her. It's another 2 to Buzz of New York, and stretch running Duvet Day is at the back of the field. Anaglasa at a big price, leading the way and opens up a 4-length advantage. Ballet Dancing cuts into it just a bit. It's down to 3. Then it's Australia Mia racing into the 3rd position, and down at the rail, Ascendancy gets a nudge in 4th. Buzz of New York is 5th, 5 lengths off the leader. Just behind that, Juan Hernandez has Queen of the Temple in hand, about a length back to Duvet Day. They're heading to the half-mile pole in the Santa Ana Stakes behind Anaglasa, who's been there throughout. Ballet Dancing is a clear-cut second, 2.5 more Ascendancy, and Australia Mia have been side by side. Buzz of New York in the red, moving up a bit in between those two. Duvet Day and Queen of the Temple. Anaglasa's lead, a length and a half to Ballet Dancing as the field rounds the far turn. On the inside comes Ascendancy. Australia Mia has dropped right out of it. Australia Mia is last as the field turns for home. Ballet Dancing is the leader. Opens up 3 on Buzz of New York in second. Queen of the Temple is starting to roll in the final 1/8 of a mile with Ballet Dancing to catch. Ballet Dancing maintaining a comfortable margin through the stretch. And it's Ballet Dancing in a huge effort. Dominant in the Santa Ana. Queen of the Temple got second, Photo Duvet Day and Buzz of New York, followed by Ascendancy. The 8th race today, presented by Yamava Resort and Casino. They're in the gate, and they're off. It's a very quick start for Dutton, who will vie for the lead with Teton Valley, 2.5 clear of Maven inside Conch Daddy. Those two are a joint third with a half-mile to go. Inch, Barristan the Bold, racing in between horses, and My Summer Dream is just outside of them. Another 3 back to See Through It, who's 8 or 9 lengths off the speed. They're followed by My Harbor's Dream, who races on the outside of Chaos Theory and Fully Loaded. They have a quarter of a mile to go, and it's Dutton 3/4 of a length. Conk Daddy has to get after him in second. At the rail, Teton Valley is in third. They're a furlong from the finish, and Dutton digging in down at the rail. Teton Valley running a valiant race. Barristan the Bold is coming with a nice rally, and on the far outside here, See Through It, and See Through It, and Barristan the Bold. Barristan the Bold gets the jump, and Barristan the Bold, another for Kyle Frey, and 3 for Librado Barrocio. An outstanding afternoon for those connections. See Through It was looking for 7 in a row. He fired big, but couldn't catch Barristan the Bold. The late pick for today returns $1,626.10. Pick 5, $14,277.50. No one hit the super high.
Top of the morning to you, people. Let's face it, today is St. Patrick's Day. We're all Irish, aren't we? Hi, everybody. My name is Tom Quigley, VIP player concierge, sporting the colors today. Like I said, we're all Irish. I am Irish, as a matter of fact. And some of the most legendary and prolific St. Patrick's Day parties are in the city of Chicago. If you've never been, they dye the river green. Well, supposedly or allegedly they do, but nevertheless, the river turns green. And our guest today, he flew in from Chicago this morning. Not sure if he's sober or not, but he did fly first class. His name, Steve Simonovic. Steve, welcome to the seminar. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
How you doing, Tom? Yeah, I got a little bit of green on here.
You do, but more importantly, do you have any alcohol in your system?
No, actually, I left that in Vegas. So, no, a buddy of mine, Justin Dew, had us drinking Trulies and something else, and I don't think I'm ever going to drink that again.
Vegas can be a dangerous place, but you mentioned Vegas, and most of us were there last weekend for the National Handicapping Championship at the Horseshoe Hotel and Casino right there on the Strip. How'd you do in the tournament, Steve?
Well, in the tournament, I actually played in the first chance, last chance, and
had you qualified before that?
Actually, I didn't qualify this year, which is crazy. It's well documented with our text group, but I played in the first chance, last chance, and had a chance, and I got off of a Mendelssohn horse that was running in the slop at Oaklawn last second, and it cost me. But my dad was sitting in 31st with about 12 picks left and went 0 for his next 12 with one place horse. It's a humbling game. So, but we had fun. I mean, it's a convention. You get to meet all your friends, and we had a good time.
You mentioned your dad, Melvin. He's been a big supporter here of California racing. He has a horse running later on today's card. I'm assuming, without knowing, your dad introduced you to this great sport of ours?
Yeah, my dad, my grandfather. I went to Arlington Park in 1989 after they rebuilt it. And
beautiful place, isn't it?
Oh,
or beautiful place it was.
Unbelievable. And it's just sad what happened, obviously. This is like my new home now here. We sent a lot of horses out here. I think we have 7 on the grounds, and we plan on sending, a couple a month on average. And I got to tell you, horse owners out there, you need to talk to your trainers. And if they don't want to come out here, send them out to my dad's trainer, Lee Barocio, and let's get some horses out here. They have a great incentive program, ship and win, ship and stay. Bonuses. And the weather's great. The track is beautiful. I just don't understand how people don't send more horses out here.
Your trainer Lee had a good day on Sunday. I believe he had 3 winners on Sunday's card. Of course, he's red hot. As I mentioned, you've got a horse coming in race number 4. But you kind of hit the nail on the head, right, Steve? A lot of owners don't understand the ship and win program that basically covers the expenses of shipping horses out to here. The purses are good. The weather is generally predictable and reliable. I mean, it's not a bad place to run given the options around the country this time of year.
No, it's unbelievable. The shipping, they'll work with you on that. The bonus that you get when the gate opens, I mean, I think it's $5,000 once the gate opens. And then you're getting anywhere from 35 to 40%, depending on turf or dirt, on top of the purse. And I think if a horse gets claimed off of you, you're still going to get that bonus through the end of the meet.
You are.
So it's just a great incentive, and we need to see people taking advantage of that.
Do you guys being owners help you as handicappers?
It does. I mean, the condition book, you get to understand, being around the game. When I was younger, going to the dog track.
You're still young.
Well, I'm still young, but when I was younger, going to the dog track in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
What was the name of that place? I've been there once or twice. There you go.
Dairyland Dog Track. It's gone now, but, you get the racing form and you read it and you just kind of look for times back then or class. I didn't know what I was doing. And but being an owner, you understand all the nuances of ownership, what it takes to get a horse to the races, and it helps out, definitely.
Steve might not have understood greyhound racing, but I can guarantee he understands thoroughbred racing. We're going to find out who he likes on today's 10 race card. Keep in mind, unfortunately, we're off the turf today, and we'll get those scratches right now from track announcer Frank Miramati. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful Friday here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park. The track is fast, and we are off the turf today. Off the turf today. All races originally scheduled for the turf to be run on the main track. Here are the changes. The first race, we do have a super high five carryover from last week of $13,746. Blinker notes in the start of the early pick 5. The second begins the early pick 4. No changes. In race 3, just a blinker note. Same thing in race number 4. The fifth is the start of the Rainbow Pick 6. $84,877 in the jackpot. Scratch number 7, Money Baby. The sixth is the Irish O'Brien, taken off the turf at 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Revised morning line posted with the scratches of number 3, Big Summer, and 4, Shocking Gray. 3 and 4 out of race 6. Revised morning line up. There's no show wagering in the Irish O'Brien. In the 7th, program scratch of number 9, Magic Account. Turning to race 8, scratch 2, Sunshine Babe, scratch 4, Big Mama Sue, and scratch 7, True Patriot. 2, 4, and 7 are out. No super high 5 wagering off the turf in race 8. 9th starts the Golden Hour pick 4. No changes. And in the 10th, at a mile off the turf, scratch 1, Sakura Flavor, 5, Marina's Tina, 7, Galamine, 1, 5, and 7. And number 10, Irish Patsy, will run on St. Patrick's Day. Golden Hour double starts with the 10th race. The Golden Hour pick 4 begins with race number 9. Back to Quigley's Corner we go. Post time for the opener in 57 minutes.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with horse player Steve Simonovic. He's got a horse in on today's card. He's also been running horses here on a regular basis here at the Great Race Place. Simply because of the Ship and Win bonus program, Steve and his father Melvin live in the Chicagoland area and they enjoy coming out to Southern California. You should too during the winter months. It's certainly a great place to hang out. Steve, before we take a look at today's card, a question for you. You didn't qualify for this year's NHC, but you did have a good showing in the past, particularly in 2019. How'd you do that year?
Yeah, that year I caught fire second day, finished 5th. I was in first with like 2 or 3 races to go, and something called Jonathan Wong at Golden Gate happened to me. So
you'll never forget it.
No, the horse that I picked that day never ran again. I think I got hurt, but it was fun. It was exciting, but it was stressful at the same time, and my mouth was all dry. But it was good.
Well, you got $75,000 for your 2 or 3 days efforts. That's not a bad payday for a weekend.
That was good. I made the cut one other time by 20 cents. I was the Mr. What do they call it? The last guy. I was
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, I was the last spot in 2021 or 2020. And this year didn't make it, but I had fun.
What is it about tournaments, Steve, that you like? Of course, horse players play the races on a regular basis. You, me, and a lot of other players understand the nuances of tournament and why they represent such good value. What is it about tournaments that you like?
Well, I like seeing all the different tracks and hanging out with friends. So I was at Tampa Bay this year where Dylan won. And
he wins a lot, doesn't he?
He wins a lot.
Yeah.
He wins a lot. I actually got DQ'd that day. We don't want to talk about that. And I like to see the different tracks that I haven't been to, cross them off the bucket list. And, everybody talks about the camaraderie, hanging out.
But you learn too, right? In other words, when you're hanging out with Dylan or other players who obviously have a great notoriety within the tournament world, inevitably you're going to learn some sort of small angle that you never thought about before and maybe apply it to your own personal handicap.
Yeah, we have a wonderful text group called Lone Speed that Justin Dew started, a friend of ours. And Dylan's in there, my brother, Frank Mustari, Steve DeCaspers.
What about Justin? What about the NAC champ? What about Frank's son?
Justin actually doesn't partake in our text group, but of course Frank does.
Of course. Frank and Justin, certainly Chicagoland players as well. For whatever reason, Chicagoland has been a very hot spot for successful tournament players. All right, Steve, we're going to put you to the test today here on today's 10-race card, and we kick things off in race number 1, sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track. Maiden Claimers, $20,000 is the claiming tag. Not only does race 1 offer the traditional 50-cent early pick 5, but we've got a super high 5 carryover, $13,000 applicable here in race number 1. We've got a field of 8. Take note, number 5 is a first-time gelding. The morning line favorite and the current betting choice is number 4, Hulk, returning from a long layoff for trainer Doug O'Neill. Give us your thoughts on race 1.
Yeah, it's an interesting race. Dylan actually texted our group and said, hey, check out Hulk's numbers with Doug O'Neill, off the claim. And I'm like, okay, it might be short, but the numbers were popping off the screen. I actually went with the 1, Carpe Bellum. I ran some numbers on this too, and second time blinkers, turf to dirt. Brian Corner is 50%, 2 for 4, and he's 5 out of 11 route to sprint in maiden claimings. So that's 45%. And he did bring a horse off of a 238-day layoff, if you're concerned about that, named John in Monton a while back. So he has done that. So the horse, is in the 1 hole. I don't especially like that, but it has some good drills. And, this isn't the greatest field in the world. And I'm hoping I can just get a clean break, save some ground, and make a run here. And for the second spot, I ended up going with Ravello, the first-time starter. It's got a good post draw.
Number 8.
Trainer does well with maiden claimers, and it's working well as well, and it's got a good post. So I like Fry. I like Fry on the horse.
1 and 8 in race number 1, I should say, for our guest Steve Simonovic. Steve, you mentioned during your discussion of race 1, you use a lot of numbers. What type of numbers do you use? Do you use BRIS? Do you use Formulator? Do you keep a database of your own? Give us a peek into what you do.
I would like to start a database. The problem is I'm a Chicago guy, so I'm probably not going to do a Hawthorne database. Arlington's.
Yeah, I understand.
We're not going to go to Arlington anymore. I'll just, Frank's got Gulfstream and Dylan's got Santa Anita. Maybe I'll pick a Central Time Zone track and figure that out. But I use DRF Formulator.
And it's great, isn't it? I use it as well, but at a push of a button, you're spoiled because you're young. You don't remember the old days when we had to research all this by hand. Now you just push a button in Formulator and all of a sudden it pops up.
I used to buy a form at the dog track, Dairyland Dog Track, get the ink on the fingers. So I remember those days as well. But I love Formulator. Me and my dad pitch in, we get it. He has to have it for claiming horses.
Of course.
So, and we both use it for handicapping.
It's a great tool. It's expensive, but DRF Formulator definitely will make you a better handicapper if you decide to utilize the features that it has. Race number 2 begins the 50-cent early pick 4. 6 furlongs on the main track for fillies and mares. $10,000 is the claiming tag. We've got a field of 7. Another layoff runner, number 1, Bella Ranella, who was voided claim last 2 times that she ran, is the 2-1 morning line favorite. Edwin Maldonado rides both halves of the morning line daily double. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the favorite here, Steve?
Just my nature. I don't go with favorites. Maybe I should, but in this race, I have more. But
it served you well. Let's put it that way. Trying to beat the favorite.
I'm always looking for a price. Sailing Along, I went with as my top pick. I think it's the lowest class of its career, and it's coming out of those La Salle races where those weren't bad efforts. A winner out last time. In the last race, and I just feel like it could grab some position here. It has one respectable race here at Santa Anita that wasn't too bad. Distance-wise, it looks fine. I think the race flow, it might set up a little bit. I didn't want to go with the favorite, and I just feel like this one's ready to with the plunge to run its top.
You also give a little love to another Los-Al invader on the bottom, number 7, Tropicana Girl. What do you like about her?
That one, again, the post, outside speed, weight,
Bug Boy.
Yeah, right. The weight with the Bug Boy. Hopefully it doesn't stop. It keeps going. It did last time. Showed me some grit that last time. It didn't get the lead and hung in there and got the head down. So I threw it in.
5 and 7 in race number 2. Before we take a look at race 3, Steve, a question for you. Getting ready for these big high money tournaments, besides looking at the numbers and kind of perusing Formulator, do you do much race replay work? Do you look at pedigrees for first time starters? What other things do you bring to your arsenal whenever you handicap?
race pedigree is huge for first-time stars. Maiden special weights, turf pedigree. I watch replays a lot. I've been doing that for a
That's
long
why you got the cheater glasses on.
Well, yeah, my iPad. But this goes way back to Dave Gutfried from Chicago.
The Maven.
The Maven. He had a TV show for Sportsman's Park, and I used to get the VHS tapes, record his show, and watch every one of those replays. So
those were the old days. You had to put it on an index card and figure out where it was on the tape.
And, you know, it's easier now. Even with horses from Europe, you can go to YouTube now, and we have, you know, it stinks with Formulator because you can't get the Twin Spires tracks. You can't get Fairgrounds. You can't get Churchill. You can't get those replays, so I got to go elsewhere to get those. But, yeah, replays are huge.
Can guarantee a San Anita is part of the DRF Formulator package, that's for sure. Race number 3, we're going 2 turns on the main track. 1 mile is the distance for Calbred, allowance optional claiming types, a field of 5. The odds-on morning line favorite, number 3, Talk Less, Work More, taking blinkers off for trainer Shelby Ruiz, is the heavy 4-5 morning line favorite. Trying to beat the chalk here, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going with the 2. It's the second choice, I suppose. Little Richard's Bellow. It's freshened, it's training well, hasn't run on San Anita dirt in like 2 years, but it's doing well here. It might pop here. You know, I like Hector Barrios back in. He rode this horse in the fall, and, you know, maybe today is the day to take out the favorite.
And you also like number 4, the So I'm Told from the Lorenzo Ruiz barn. Hasn't won in 2 years, but comes out of the faster division in a split division last time that he ran on February 10th. What do you like about So I'm Told?
Well, you know, it's coming in. I like the dirt form, and it was just right there, and it's probably going to run the same race it did before on the dirt. So you're probably looking at 2-4.
Number 2, Little Richard's Bellow, Steve's top pick in race number 3. Exit's a very live race. Although we haven't seen him since November, there were 3 next out winners out of that particular race on November 11th down at Del Mar. Race number 4, you'll be all eyes and ears for this race, Steve, because this is where your dad runs. Number 4, California Gigi, putting the blinkers on. This is a 1-mile main track event for fillies and mares. $20,000 is the claiming tag. Non-winners of 3 races lifetime. California Gigi last ran in the middle of February and ran kind of in spots, but more importantly, maybe kind of lugged out on both turns. You guys are adding the blinkers today on number 4, California Gigi. Before we get your thoughts on today's race, let's all watch California Gigi's last performance back on February 10th. She's going to break from post position number 2, and it's a little bit subtle, but watch her try and get out on both turns as Frank Miramati describes the action.
And they're off. Sangre Azul, Flatter with Jewels, the first 2 out. California Gigi comes away in 3rd, drifting just a touch. Chever Arbiter racing on the outside in 4th, about 3 lengths off the lead. Sacred Beauty is racing in between horses, and a Broken Breeze at the back. 6 lengths covers the field at the 6 furlong pole. It's Flatter with Jewels on the inside with Sangre Azul. They're on even terms. Chever Arbiter 3 wide and tugging a bit, going right after the top pair as Sangre Azul rests a narrow lead. Then a Broken Breeze in 4th, has 3 lengths to make up, 5 furlongs from home. Sacred Beauty with the blue cap between rivals, and California Gigi is down at the rail. It's Flatter with Jewels, Sangre Azul, Chever Arbiter ahead, back 3 wide, 3rd, less than a half mile to travel. Then California Gigi outside a Broken Breeze, and Sacred Beauty between those 2. Flatter with Jewels 3 furlongs out, trying to sneak away, has it a half length to Sangre Azul, who gets a nudge 2nd. Chever Arbiter now a length back, 3 wide 3rd, a Broken Breeze widest of all, California Gigi, and then Sacred Beauty. They're a 1/4 mile from home, and Sangre Azul comes back for more outside Flatter with Jewels. These 2 arrive at the 3/16 together. Flatter with Jewels hugs the rail just in front. Sangre Azul a neck back 2nd, 4 more to California Gigi in 3rd, a 16th to go. Flatter with Jewels, Sangre Azul. What a battle the whole way. Sangre Azul, Flatter with Jewels, nose and nose for the wire, and Sangre Azul prevails under umbrella.
Steve, if this race was 1 mile without any turns, as we look at California Gigi gallop out here, certainly we know that she likes running straight. It's the turns that maybe she has a little bit of a problem with. You can see here on the gallop out, she's almost catching up to the winner, but that's why you guys are adding blinkers today.
Yeah, we're adding the hood today. She, got out a little bit, even the race before that at Gulfstream. And, we talked about the condition book earlier. That was an open 12-5. The winner in that race came back and won again. And now we're in a conditional non-3. So we like her. She's training really well. She trained her last work was with the Hood, and we think she's going to run a new top today. Lee's done a great job with all of the horses, and she's really perked up lately.
She's 4-1 on the morning line. If there is a danger in the race that you're most worried about, who would that be?
Well, my second place horse that I went with was the 3.
Spring Spinning.
And the only reason why, I think the 2 favorites, they could knock heads a little bit, and I think that one might clunk up and make a big run at the end. So that's my angle there.
California Gigi, the Simonovic family, is certainly rooting for her chances in race number 4. Kyle Frey returns to ride, and blinkers go on today. Race number 5 on today's 10-race card begins the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, the jackpot single-ticket carryover, now up to $81,000. That, plus whatever is wagered today, will be yours if you're the only winning ticket in today's sequence. And we kick things off spreading 6 furlongs of the main track. Main claimers, $50,000 is the claiming tag. Scratch the 1 filly in the race. Number 7, Money Baby, will not compete. Number 8, Warrior Road is a first-time gelding. The morning line favorite, number 3, Purified, who they spent a lot of money for, but now you can buy him for $50,000, is the 8-5 morning line favorite. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Steve, another replay to watch. This would be for number 4, Famous Star. In the John Sadler barn in this particular race we're about to watch, it turned out to be a live race. And when we watch the replay here, Famous Star breaks from post position number 2. Easy to spot. It's a gray horse and will primarily be running down along the rail the entire time. This is the replay from his last race back on January 13th here at the Great Race Place.
And they're off. Awkward beginning for 10th Street Dawn. Even for the rest of them, El Potente came away with some early interest. Hydro Frost in the yellow on the outside is quicker than all, and Famous Star comes through one from the rail. Distorted Math is up and on the pace, tugging a bit from 4th, but only 2 lengths off the lead. Katona is next, and the distant trailer is 10th Street Dawn. Less than a half mile to go. Hydro Frost on the outside. El Potente at the rail. El Potente takes the lead and now moves about a neck in front. Distorted Math, 3 wide in 3rd. Famous Stars got some run at the rail in 4th, a length and a half off the lead, looking for a little seam and finding it now. And here's Famous Star coming to engage with a 1/4 mile to go. El Potente between horses. On the extreme outside, Katona has surfaced. Down at the rail, Famous Star takes the lead. There's an 1/8 to go. Famous Star, Distorted Math. Outside, Katona continues to grind away. Katona under left-handed urging, puts his head in front with a 16th to go. Distorted Math trying to match strides. They'll come for the wire together. And Katona in a very tight photo. Those noses.
Steve, Famous Star was trained by John Sadler in that replay we just watched. But first off, the claim for trainer Ryan Hansen. You get to select the replays you want to show. Why'd you want to show the replay for Famous Star?
Well, what I saw there was a horse that didn't break cleanly, and it ran between 2. Really, that 40 maiden came out super tough, and it ran in between there, got shuffled in the turn, came up the rail and tried again, and then just flattened out. I mean, today, that last race, you had Katona who won next time out. That horse by Dan Blocker got a 90 buyer speed figure, El Potente. The Bullet, the recent drill says it's ready. The jockey comes back, really probably wanted to ride it again after that ride that it got. I think it could just pop the hood and go here. I mean, it should be like gate opens up, go to the front. Let's see what happens here. I know there's a Baffert in here. They're giving up on it. It's 8-5. It might even be shorter than that. For second, I went with Cupid's Crusader. It ran a decent race in its debut at La Salle, the race course, and then they tried to route it on turf. They come back to the sprint game, and I think it can run a much better race today with Dettori and the irons. But I really like this Famous Star today.
Another 4-1 on the morning line for our seminar guest, Steve Simonovic. Number 4, Famous Star, putting the blinkers on and first off the claim for trainer Ryan Hansen in race number 5. Race number 6 is our feature race on the card. It's the Irish O'Brien Stakes for Calbred, fillies and mares. $100,000 guarantee is the purse. All races today are off the turf and will be run at the same distance on the main track. So race 6 will be 6.5 furlongs on the main track. Also, it begins the 50-cent late pick 5. 2 scratches. Scratch the 3 and 4. Leaves us with a field of 4. Number 2, Alice Marble, fresh off a victory on the main track, is the now revised morning line favorite of 4-5 from the Phil D'Amato barn. No, it's not much of a betting race, but who do you like and why?
Well, it threw a monkey wrench, obviously, with the scratch. And actually, I was going to pound the favorite. Ran against our other horse, Lady Jane, a stake, and I liked how it did that day. But it scratched because it came off the turf. I went with our trainer's horse here. I had a little chat with him this morning, actually. And Taming the Tigress. Dirt helps it out. He's happy that it's coming off the turf today. And had a troubled trip. 2 back on turf, but the dirt races are really good, and we think it's going to get out and go and run a huge race today, and probably turn the tables on my second choice, who is Alice Marble, who's a very fine mare in herself, but that horse is going to be probably, I don't know, 6-5, and let's try and beat it.
Number 5, Taming the Tigress, Steve's top pick. If you go back and look at her November 13th race down at Delmar in the Betty Grable, she ran fantastic that day. She was well clear of the 3rd place finisher. Also, take a look at the name of the winner. It's italicized. That's because it's a Bob Baffert monster by the name of Fun to Dream, a California-bred daughter of Arrogate. Race number 7 begins the 50-cent late pick 4, 6 furlongs in the main track. Calbred maiden claimers, 3-year-olds is the age condition, $50,000 is the claiming condition. This is a really good betting race. Just one program scratch of the 9 Magic Account. Number 11, Glass Beach is a first-time gelding. Number 12, Soul of Midnight, second-time starter from the Dean Pedersen barn, is the 3-1 morning line favorite. This is a race, Steve, where you can roll up your sleeve and try and make some money.
Yeah, I got a bomb here.
I like it.
I've got the 3 bands till 10, and I found an interesting stat. I was telling my dad and Dylan about this morning, and you can check it out in the formulator. 9-hole out and sprints at the meet, 1 for 31. All of the perceived favorites are on the outside. They're in the 9, 10, 14 hole, and if there's even 14 runners. But, with that statistic, I like the 3 here because, this thing has been, first of all, it's half to a speedy horse named Mob Boss. And then I love that Carl Fry's on it. And it's also half to a Sib that also won first out. So there's some precocious blood there where they can come out. This Quinn Howie guy, he does good with maiden claimers, 15%. So why not? This horse has a good post. It's got plenty of drills to work with here. It's ready. And maybe it could just, like I said, puff its chest out, get out to the front. I like to use that all the time. If it gets to the front, puff your chest out and keep going.
And if number 3, Dance Till 10 doesn't get there, you also like another price, number 7, Our Heart of Gold from the Kristen Mulhall barn.
Yeah, it just makes sense. She's a good conditioner. I like the breeding for this distance, and it has a really good drill out of the gate last time. So it just makes a ton of sense. 12-1. We'll see. I don't know about that.
Bombs away in race number 7, 3 and 7, says our seminar guest today, Steve Simonovic. Race number 8 off the turf course, same distance on the main track, 1 mile and an eighth. Calbred, fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. 3 scratches, scratch the 2 and the 7. Also number 4 was a program scratch. So that leaves us with a field of 6. Number 3, Eleuthera, adding the blinkers for trainer Ben Cecil, is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Disappointing this race came off the turf, but there still might be some value in this race.
Yeah, I was really gonna. I wanted to see Ghostum on the turf.
I know
that. It only ran sprints on the dirt, so when it stretched out on turf, that's when it started running better. It works well on dirt, and why can't it just grab the front and go gate the wire today? 5-1. Maldonado is on the horse. I mean, this horse is going to get out and go, right? So, these horses, these 4-year-olds that haven't run yet, when they grow up from 3 to 4, a lot of them can really grow up. They mature a lot. They put a lot of weight on. This horse might pop a huge race here.
And you make a very good point, Steve, because whether it's at Santa Anita or down at the fairgrounds or Gulfstream Park, the grow-up play of horses both mentally and physically maturing from ages 3 to 4 is dramatic. We see it time and time again. The public kind of underestimates that, and you can get prices just anticipating that.
Yeah, 100%. And, again, it sucks the turf came off, but now maybe, Cigar, they found something with him when he went to from turf to dirt.
And John Henry the other way.
I'm not saying this is Cigar, but you never know.
Race number 9 begins the $1 Golden Hour Pick 4, linking our last 2 races here with the last 2 races at Golden Gate. And we kick things off here in the first leg of the Golden Hour Pick 4 in race 9. Once again, going 1 mile on the main track, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. Number 4, Showtime, returning off the layoff for trainer Richard Mandela, is a first-time gelding. Number 5, Paroli, who seemed to put it all together last time for trainer Michael McCarthy, is 5-2 on the morning line, and the betting choice, ridden by the newest superstar in our jockey colony, Frankie Dettori. It's cool to see Frankie ride Southern California. It's another feather in our cap because I know you love Sanita, and I think it's great that he's joined our colony this winter.
Yeah, it would be cool to have him ride one of our horses and do a flying dismount.
Exactly.
Dismount. Maybe he can do a flying
goals
mount
and objectives, right? There's always something to live for. Who do you like in race 9, Steve?
Well, I like Got Thunder. I have an old note on this horse, better routing. And, this horse, look, it ran against Spirit of Makina last time, got crushed. I mean, we know what that horse has been doing.
Came back to win a graded stakes.
Right. And this guy broke its maiden going 2 turns, great recent drill. I mean, you got Sadler. Why not? I mean, this horse is probably going to be much. I was at Lone Star, the tournament, the day it ran in the Texas Mile, and it was hanging in there for a while, and it just got tired right at the end. Something happened last time, and then it took some time off, so I'm not going to throw that one against it. But I'm excited about seeing this horse stretch back out, and I think it can run a monster.
I mentioned Arrogate being the sire of Fun to Dream, the Calbred filly that we talked about in a previous race. Take a look at the sire for Got Thunder. Arrogate as well. The connections paid $750,000. So certainly expectations are high, but a relatively lightly raced 4-year-old. So we'll see if Got Thunder at big odds of 12-1 can improve in race number 9. We close out the day in race number 10, which offers $5 Golden Hour daily double wagering. This race will be now 1 mile on the main track for maiden special weight 3-year-old fillies. The following runners have been declared out of the race. Scratch 1, 5, and 7. That means the hunch play of the day, number 10, Irish Patsy, does draw into the body of the field. Number 2, Window Shopping, talking about expensive progeny bought at auction. This is a daughter of American Pharaoh. 7-2 on the morning line. Likely a little lower. We'll see if, in fact, she likes dirt. We think she likes turf, but nevertheless, the change in surface kind of makes this a head scratcher.
Yeah, Window Shopping got in that race 100 yards from the wire. This horse might have exploded in the lane today. It got away a little tardy last time in the debut. I mean, with the scratches, it's a big monkey wrench. The 10, I mean, the hunch play, I didn't see that. I should have seen it. I went with the 6 by default. I don't really have a lot of notes because I didn't put notes for this horse, but it just made some sense. I think it's working well. I think it's got the breeding for this type of dirt race routing. I guess that was my angle on it. And for second, I did throw Lee's horse just because of
Did you talk to Lee about best year ever?
He said that he's excited about it stretching out, and he's been doing well with the hood on. The last work he was very pleased with. So I threw him in there. The race, I'm going to do a super, throw in a bunch of horses and see what happens.
Could be a big day for not only trainer Lee Baraccio, but also trainer George Papapadromo. Steve Simonovic, our seminar guest today, has mentioned those 2 barns extensively. And Make It Snow debuted sprinting on the turf course, now goes 2 turns on the main track. But take a look at the winner of her debut performance, Tina Ella, the very well-bred daughter of Beholder. Steve, thanks so much for your time and insight today.
Yes.
It's not only great to have you here today to enjoy the races, but as I mentioned at the beginning, thanks so much to your entire family for supporting 100%. California racing.
I would like to throw a shout out.
Sure, go right ahead.
My dad wants to get these names out there. Linda Ramirez, clerk, of course. Sandy Linares, bookkeeper. Jason Egan, the track secretary.
Yeah.
And of course, I want to give Tyler Frausto a shout out. And of course, you too.
Well, I don't know about that, but all people behind the scenes. I'm in front of the camera, but those people are behind the scenes.
They've been great.
Without their work and hard work and effort, we wouldn't be able to put the show on.
The hospitality here at Sanita is unbelievable. Horsemen out there, bring your horses out here.
And horse players, make sure you play the races today. A 10-race St. Patrick's Day card. Keep in mind, racing resumes tomorrow on Saturday. We've got 11 races beginning at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. But first things first, hope you find a 4-leaf clover and a shamrock here at the Great Race Place today, everybody. Have fun and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.